what we first began by doing was to create another company that would be able to generate cash much faster than the publishing house would. And so we created a company called Impact Media Limited. And Impact Media Limited was a below-the-line advertising company. We are located in Valley Arcade, and Valley Arcade is to the west of the capital city. First of all, I think it gives us a perfect environment for creativity. I've retained a very lean staff of 7, and because those are the ones who work directly for the company. However, our staff are as many as probably 20, because most of the functions are done by people who are not called full-time employees. We had a liaison office in the UK. Word Alive Publishers, we registered the company in the UK, and we had a coordinator in Europe to be able to handle orders for Europe and North America. And so we have some warehousing that takes place there. So in fact, if you add the people working for us out of Europe, the number will grow to about 22. My late grandfather, whom I am named after, he was not very well schooled, but probably one of the most brilliant people that I have had occasion to meet and interact with. His depth of wisdom, he could discuss any subject. Forget that he didn't go far from school, but he was very widely read. The figure of Nelson Mandela has never ceased to fascinate me, because it is the figure of courage, it's a figure of vision, it's a figure that helps me see the tenacity of pursuit, regardless of the obstacles along the way, regardless of the length of time it will take you to achieve a goal, his ability to keep his eye on the ball and to stay sane under very inhumane circumstances. Nelson Mandela is one of my great heroes. In 5 years, the company will be 17 years, and we expect that by that time we will have developed our distribution across Africa in a much bigger way. We will have grown our sales within Africa and around the world by forming strong relationships with channels of distribution. We are looking at being one of the top publishing companies in terms of delivering online content, ebooks and other interactive content. We are looking at being able to animate, particularly our children's books.
Yes, today is Meet the CEO, and today our guest is Mr. David Waweru. He is himself a champion because he has written a book by the name Champion.
And I believe it's many books.
Okay, you'll be telling us more about that, but for the sake of time, let's get to the SMSs. Watching the program, Waweru is our hero. He has conquered using paper weapon. Keep it up, Pastor Warari.
Thank you, Pastor Warari. So you're not telling us why you're watching, but we're glad you're watching. What advice can you give on one intending to write a coffee table book? Is there a market?
Excellent question.
Yeah.
Let me first, before I answer that question, many years ago, maybe over 100 years ago, some people were sent by Safari, the company that used to manufacture the Safari boots.
Okay.
They were sent over to Africa to assess if there's a market for shoes. And one set of guys went back and said, there's absolutely no market for shoes
Yeah.
because nobody in Africa wears shoes.
Oh,
So why
yeah.
bother? The other guy said, that's precisely the point.
Yeah.
Nobody in Africa has shoes.
So-
That's how big the market is. You know, that's how big it is. And I think our viewer this evening, probably if they can watch the trend of coffee drinking habits in Kenya. Now, just about 15 years ago, there was almost no coffee drinking habit. There was probably only one shabby looking coffee house, for example, in Nairobi, and none in any other, you know, in any other major town. Today,
It's the same thing.
every single mall has several coffee houses.
Sure.
And you know, some of them have introduced, you know, because it's become a lifestyle. And some of them have introduced full color, you know, full color magazines and you know, and things like that. So I think what I would tell our reader is that they should smell the coffee
Sure.
and know that there's a market for it. The other reason is that it's always important to watch trends and know what is the next big thing. Now, the Kenya government has a commitment to turn this country into a middle-income country in only a few years. What that means is that the middle class will expand in a serious way. And what do we know about the middle class? It's a consuming class. It's a consumption class. And some of it is just lifestyle, you know, coffee table and things like that. So, yes, indeed.
I don't know
It's
why
time
the
to think
coffee
about it.
debate has come up again, because talking about coffee, then someone comes in handy on this. I don't know whether she reads book when she's doing her coffee.
I'm not saying if I do, but
Okay.
you know, it's all about, for our viewer who asked that very important question, it's all about how you see things. If you come to Africa, you say we don't wear shoes, there's no market. So how do you see it? Is there a market or no market? It's all about your attitude and how you view things.
Okay. Ask the publisher whether he can accept to produce series. That is Daudi Njane.
Yes. Well, series I assume probably they're talking about fiction.
Yeah.
And yes, we do. We already have a series running, the Rugendo Rhino series, which is a children's adventure series for ages from kids between 10 years and about 13 years. And absolutely, you know, we accept series. That's, you know, series provide a very good opportunity to create loyalty amongst your readers. So if it meets the publishing standards, or there are people who can be developed into producing something that is publishable, absolutely, yes.
Okay. And how can we get the book? Are they available in the textbook center? That is Nina. I believe they're asking about your book.
And maybe other books that you've published as well.
I see. Well, about Champion, my book, yes, it's available at Textbook Center and lots of other bookstores. And our books are very well spread out, not just in Nairobi, but across the country, bookshops around the country. So, yes, indeed, she will be able to find our books.
Yes. This may be the last SMS, but hi, do Word Alive, publishers offer creative courses for upcoming writers? That is Gashara from Kikuyu. I know he is a reader in so many ways. But you talked about you receiving so many, yet you're not able to publish all of them. Now here comes the question: how do you nurture, or how do you kind of motivate these writers, irrespective that you may not be able to pick all their work?
One distinctive of Word Alive Publishers, since we started about 12 years ago, was we wanted, even when we know we are limited in terms of we can only do so much, but the talent is much, much wider than that. And our commitment was to develop talent. So we have run and every so often continue to run courses in writing, author development programs. We have also done editor development programs, because part of the big problem with people developing their work to a level that they can take it for publishing is that they don't have editors to walk along with them. So we have invested a lot in doing that. Kenya Publishers Association also runs regular training programs throughout the year.
Check out I believe the website would come in handy in terms of dates or upcoming events, trainings.
For Kenya Publishers Association, www.kenyapublishers.org, and then for Word Alive Publishers, www.wordalivepublishers.com.
All right. Briefly on this one, I requested to submit my manuscript to Word Alive for publishing, and they never responded. Mr. CEO, would you please advise my issue? That is weekly for TNO. I know you receive a lot of manuscript, but for TNO's sake.
And specifically speaking about many others who may be like Mr. Weekly for TNO, how do you handle this and the
Briefly, we're out of time.
Well, okay, when you go to our website or look at our catalog, we clearly state that we don't accept unsolicited manuscripts, simply because we are not able to cope with the number. It's a deluge. So what we do is receive book proposals, and we have an online submission form. It would be very unfortunate if an online submission for a book proposal, which is basically like a 2 to 4 page kind of a proposal, has not been responded to. And I would encourage them, to resubmit. And deeply apologize for that. But we don't accept full manuscripts, because we have a clear submission guideline, and that helps us accelerate our response to authors.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for availing yourself, and we wish you all the best.
It's been a pleasure.
Within your 17 years to come, I highly believe that we'll be speaking of something bigger and even more regional than we are speaking right now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate
This has been Meet the CEO, and remember, we are keeping the word alive by reading books and also encouraging your family, friends, your kind of people close to you to actually do books, and not only books, but we actually promote Buy Kenya, Build Kenya. I've been your host, Henry Minor. Thank you so much.
Well, today SMSs have been so many, and you know what that means? That actually we do read books. Kenyans read books, because the response has been overwhelming. Well, it has been Zoom in Africa Monday segment, Meet the CEO segment, and it has been all about publishing. Thank you so much for all your SMSs, and if this is how we've started the week, it's going to be amazing. My name is Florence Ndongo. We see you tomorrow on the I Can Do It segment. Bye-bye for now.